Welcome back to Poker2Nite, brought to you by UB.net. We're now joined in studio by Harrah's Interactive and World Series of Poker VP, Stewart. It's great to have you here, man. Thanks for being here.
It's great to be here. Congratulations on the show.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right, Ty, we're going to kick things off real quick. We've been chatting about some of the changes with the World Series, the 50K horse final table going back to no limit hold'em, and the 6 max now 40K. So my question to you is, what are some of your favorite changes coming up at this year's World Series of Poker?
Well, those are two of the biggies. You know, it's very flattering when Negreanu already said two of these events that haven't even been played before said they were two of the 3 most prestigious tournaments, hardest to win out there. But you know, I think overall at the World Series, the message the past few years has just been, we're going to do better than last year, and it's playing a little tight. You know, so this year I think you're going to really see the shove, and you're going to see the full support of Harrah's. Everything is bigger, and it's really time for us now to do it all right. So all the extra space, all the extra tables, the extra social settings. You know, I just really think this will be the most comfortable World Series and one that's ready and open for business.
Well, I can say, I mean, as a player and a media member, that truthfully it has been improved upon every year. So congratulations to you guys on that.
Thank you.
How difficult is it to stay kind of ahead of the curve when it comes to keeping professional players happy and then keeping the recreational player who just comes out? I mean, look, these fields are thousands of people. Those aren't all professional poker players. So it's got to be tough to stay ahead of the curve and keep the pros and the amateurs just coming out to have a good time on a weekend at the World Series happy.
Did you use the word donkament earlier in the show? I didn't get a chance to see.
We don't know, what is that, a donkament? How do you...
Never heard of it. I meant to say everyone's a pro. Come on out and play some poker.
Well, yeah, there are $6,000 events this year, open events, but there are also 12 that are $10,000 or over. And you're exactly right, it's both sides of the spectrum. I think, though, you know, it's funny, I mentioned Negreanu earlier. He was one of the ones that helped us with the Player of the Year criteria. And you look at the Player of the Year criteria, it's the exact same, essentially, for you winning a deuce to 7 or the 25K 6 max, as if you took it down against a large field of a couple thousand folks. You know, the players acknowledge they're both significant accomplishments. So you're right. I think the World Series has changed a lot. It's changed under Harrah's stewardship, but it also had begun to change as poker exploded. It is now just a celebration of poker. And I think it's really our responsibility as the owner and operator of that celebration that we are sort of all things poker. And so we enable both sides of the spectrum. And I think many players would feel that guys come into Vegas with whatever bankroll they have ready to get after it is a very good thing. And so, you know, it's definitely a delicate balance. You'll note that we have the same exact number of events as we did last year. Right. We really pride ourselves on looking out for the supply and demand of the bracelets, have to maintain the prestige of the bracelet, but beating these huge fields that we can expect for the 1,000 or 1,500 events is going to be a very significant accomplishment. And we're certainly not the only one in this economy sort of scaling down some of the buy-ins.
I would feel more celebration if I won a bracelet. So if there's anything that could be done about that, I'd be very appreciative, just to let you know.
Okay. Well, you were pretty close last year, and this may be the year for you. We're rooting for you. We think we'll get a few extra plugs on Poker2Nite.
You got it. Done.
Okay, good.
One of the things that Harrah's in the World Series of Poker has been doing the last couple of years to help sort of celebrate poker, as you said, is to give out these, to have a bracelet ceremony and give out the bracelets in front of a crowd and make a big spectacle of it like you would in any other sport or game when someone, wins a major championship. And all of the World Series of Poker events are considered major championships. Is that something we can continue to see, and will you be the guy there handing out the bracelets now?
Well, I'll take the first part because that's the most important part. Yes, absolutely. We think that we stumbled onto something. We're going to do it bigger and better. We actually said in the new big space that we have a proper stage. So we're going to actually, instead of a temporary thing that was amongst the players and your peers, it's going to be done really big with a proper PA system, with proper lighting, and it's going to be a big focus of the World Series more than ever. We are about the bracelets. So yes, absolutely. And for 2 to 3 minutes, I understand somebody might be playing in a satellite or playing in a cash game, but it absolutely should be the most important thing going on. everybody should respect
Definitely.
the accomplishment.
Definitely. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And the whole room stops. You're absolutely right. Whether you're in a big tournament, a satellite, the whole room stops for 3 minutes.
Did you learn any foreign national anthems? Are you ready to sing
A
them?
lot, actually. And it's one of the coolest things. I mean, really, to win the bracelet, and it doesn't happen very often, but the whole room does. They stop and they absolutely, take that time.
Well, you'll see this year's a World Cup year, and I think we Americans are a bit cynical. Let's be honest, poker players
I mean,
a
love
bit
soccer.
a bit more cynical even than most Americans. But you saw a lot of the foreign players really get into it. You
Definitely.
saw it with Saoud last year. The Frenchman you saw it the year before with Jesper, and everybody celebrating. And you're going to see in this room lots of flags of the nations. We had over 100 countries represented at the WSOP last year, which is actually more than the Winter Olympics, which is amazing. And we're going to continue to promote that. This is a worldwide, global accomplishment. To the second part, I think that many folks will be awarding bracelets. I think our tournament director is a figure that's very important. He will be handing out bracelets. We hope to have the honor of Mr. Jack Binion award some of the bracelets. Former champions. For us, it's really about the history and heritage, which is about what the players have done and accomplished over time. The referees and the business guys don't need to take center stage.
Now I'm going to take a bit of a jump here. One question that we very, very often get from viewers is all about online. So is there any possibility, or have you guys even discussed having some sort of online bracelet, some sort of tournament where an actual bracelet is going to be awarded to the winner of that, but that's online?
I think it would be huge, and I'm with you. At some point, we need to do it. Our issue right now is we have to have open fields. A bracelet is all about anybody having equal opportunity.
Sure.
And right now, we can't get that equal opportunity, even in a .NET with some of the state-by-state regulations. So over time, we hope to have it. In fact, we looked at, in the UK last year, doing a hybrid beginning online and ending offline. And you're right, anything that scales up the World Series and makes our 6,000 player tournament seem small is something that we've got to do.
You've been instrumental in bringing sponsorships to the World Series of Poker. We've seen some fairly mainstream sponsors, but where do you see overall sponsorship in poker going? Do you ever see a company like Coca-Cola or a company like Budweiser getting on board and sponsoring them the way they sponsor the NCAA or the NBA?
We're pretty happy with Miller, by the way. They've been around for 5 years. They were someone that were an early adopter and believed in poker. I think you have to find the right company. Somebody that gets that you're doing something that is unique to a certain audience, and you're showing them that you get it and you're a little bit more relevant, but you're willing to take a little bit of a leap that the rest of the mainstream won't sort of react negatively. And by some of the companies that we've had, the Hershey's of the world. When you ever think a poker logo would be on a Hershey bar, and now with Jack Link's, 15 million packages right now. So yes, I think we're going to see a point where we get over the hurdle, and it has been, as I said, great successes, but been somewhat challenging. But if U.S. legalization regulation happens online, where it's very clear that this is not a rogue pursuit,
Right, exactly.
I think that you're going to see breakdown of walls like we've never had. There are some companies that just won't even entertain the dialogue.
Right.
So
are we going to see Joe Seabuck in a Nike logo at the table ever? Are we going to see the Joe Seabuck swoosh like the Michael Jordan jump man, but it's Seabuck
We've
bearded
seen
on the
Seabuck in a
front?
lot of strange things at the poker table. I don't think that we even need to go there.
commercial with his father's voice, I'm a little scared of that. That's a little political problem, isn't it?